Today, I got you with the tactics that got us into the top 200 of Elite Division as well as rank 1 on 2 accounts so far. Feel free, if you just want the code, skip ahead, copy it, but do not complain if things do not work for you. As I always say, if you do not understand a formation, the patterns to look for, and overall how to maximize it, then things may not work for you. But no worries, today I got you guys with the tactics plus explanation. I'm going to show you the little things, why this formation is very viable, and how to maximize results, as well as suggestions to adapt it to your playstyle. Why do I like this formation? It gives you space to attack, you can pass, you can dribble, you can transition, you have space. I'm not the type of player holding the ball the whole game or trying to switch play. And disclaimer, yes, a better team can definitely help you, but we have used all kinds of teams, and honestly, our main team is actually really not that great right now. Feel free to check out the gameplay on the channel as well. We'll be uploading all of our weekend leagues throughout the year. Drop a like, sub, and now let's get into it. So as you see, we are lined up in the 4-4-2, and yes, we are staying in this exact same formation as things are a bit different this year. Click our left stick, go over to team management, edit tactic. You can see the tactics on the right, which I will get into here in a sec. Build up style, we are on balanced. We have the choices of counter and short passing, but I have found balance to be working very nicely as it gives me the best of everything. As for the defensive approach, I have this on high. This allows for us to play aggressive to try and win the ball back up the field and force our opponents into making mistakes. If you are not comfortable with player switching or feel like you are giving up lots and lots of through balls, feel free to switch this back to balance. But for me right now, I'm using it on high. Now for the player roles. I have both strikers on false 9 and build up. Something I want you guys to see here, which we will discuss more in a bit, is the heat map for how the player moves. You can see when you use something like advanced forward, which is what you will see a lot of people use, the striker is staying higher and more centrally, where in this false 9, you can see they will drift at times. As for the left mid and right mid, we have them on inside forward and balanced. You have the choice of attack, but I'm currently using them on balanced. Before we continue with the rest of the roles, as you can see, when we are with the ball, this essentially turns into a 4-2-2, and in years past, this is something I've always found success with. Moving to the center mids, Garcia, our right center mid, is on box to box, and Matuidi, our left center mid, is on holding. Sadly, Matuidi has holding plus, but only at the defensive midfielder position, not at center mid, and Garcia does not have the option for box to box if I do switch him to defensive mid. Possible consideration would be to play the 4-4-2 holding variation, which is the one with 2 defensive mids, and try to use something like deep lying playmaker on Garcia so that Matuidi can have that holding plus. Maybe something I'll try down the line, but for now, I've really enjoyed the center mid getting very, very involved in the attack, which we will show later in the video. Now for the defense. Both fullbacks are on fullback and balanced. If you are someone that gives the ball up a lot, especially in your own half, or are struggling to defend, I would recommend switching this to defend so that they stay more back and allow your center backs to stay central rather than having a bigger gap in between them that can be exploited when you lose the ball. So as you can see, the fullbacks, they're more inside. If you have them on balanced, you can see a little bit more spread out. Defenders here. I have one defender on defender plus. The second defender is on stopper. Honestly here, I switch this a bit around. It depends on the players you have. If both players have defender with a plus, I just use defender usually. Really just depends on who I'm using. Since in this case, one of them had stopper, I'm using it. On other accounts, I've used defender. I don't really think this makes too much of a massive difference in my opinion. And for the goalie, sweeper keeper. The goalies coming out this year are OP, so definitely would use this. Now to get into some of the in-game examples. For the strikers, how often does this happen to you? Your player instantly gets tackled from behind or runs behind the center back, not giving you an option. As you can see in these examples, they have space from the center back to be an option for those passes. Pay attention here especially to the strikers on how they are moving, but having those few steps off of the center backs to allow me to make decisions As you can see, we're able to see the runs develop. In this case, he left the space to speed boost, which I know some people might not be a fan of, but even with the patch, you can accelerate into the space. Again, you see how I have time to decide what I want, watch runs develop, take my time. We use a speed boost, I know, but like I said, after the patch, we've been playing champs, still works, currently still unbeaten. These strikers will nicely move into the space, sometimes on a trailing run, as well as find the easy inside passes when you are in and around the box. You can see here, Diaby, my striker, starts off the attack, where we finish it with an inside run to Rashford. Pay attention, see how everybody is moving, the way we are able to build up the attack. It's really, really nice. You get a lot of movement, makes it easy to score goals. Now, I want to point out a few things with the movement. As you see here, my striker comes and shows for me to allow me to have a passing option rather than running directly straight, and this leads to a very easy goal. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second. I want to point this out. Sophia Smith, my striker, you can see is all the way wide. At times, they will drift wide, and the inside forward wingers will fill into those spaces, which, in my opinion, leads to more diverse movement. If this bothers you, you can try using advanced forward instead of false 9. Now pay attention to the movement they make. We're able to work off the players we have. You can use L1 or LB to trigger runs forward. We're able to find a nice inside pass here. Again, you can see my Correa, my striker, is out wide. So Anaki cuts into the space that is now open. We are able to take our time, and rather than Sophia running behind VVD, she stays in front for us to make an easy pass. Now, we pause here. You can see Correa is overlapped onto the left wing, which my opponent gets caught in between making a decision. You're going to see we go into the space, and the bonus here is we have our center mid on box to box who comes into this space to help us create a super easy chance. Moving on to the wingers, we want to find these inside diagonal runs. These are very nice for creating easy scoring chances. As you can see here, we stayed patient, but again, you will find these wingers free. Just because they have inside forward does not mean we can't find space out wide. Because of how we have our strikers set up, we will be able to play off them to find those overlapping runs and create nice chances in behind. Now again, on those inside runs, you will see I found space to my winger, but I knew I couldn't get a good shot off. So I took my time, recycle it, and find the inside pass once again, easy goal. Here, we find some nice extra passes into our late run from the winger, and super simple shot. Very, very easy goals. Once again, I'll show you an example here where we break out to the wing. We take advantage of that space that we have, able to find an easy goal. And another example where we find the inside diagonal run from Salah here. He's going to cut into this space. Very, very easy. Nice goal. Moving on to the midfield, a big thing this year is if you can win the ball in the midfield, especially high up, you're able to create very nice counter chances. So you're going to see with a mix of the high depth plus player switching, this formation can really suffocate the opponent in their own half at times. Every time my opponent gives up the ball or tries to spam a quick pass after winning it, this leads to very easy chances being created. I'm telling you, at times people get stuck attacking, so if you can create a very easy chance within 1 to 2 passes, this is helpful. Now the reason we really like this box to box is the center mid really helps support us in the attack, as we've shown in some of the previous clips already. They get involved, I stay patient, find the extra pass against the 5-back. Another nice thing is because our strikers are being very active, trying to get space to receive the ball, we will have opportunities for our center mid to go into this vacant space, create chances. And as you're going to see in this next clip right here, we find Mainu really, really nicely, easy run. You will get chances like this, and this helps so much with attacking. Finally, our fullbacks, do not forget about them. As you can see, I win the ball. I notice Garcia's back, so I allow Frimpong to go forward to get involved in the attack. And a lot of the times, you can send them forward to help you in the attack. With that all being said and done, this final clip will sum up everything. As you can see, so many players getting involved in the play. Hopefully these tactics help you out, and as I mentioned, for certain aspects of your play, you can make adjustments as needed. If you have any questions, drop a comment. We stream every single day, so feel free to come through to the stream, Ask me whatever you want. More than happy to help you guys. If you want to see the adjustments I make to tactics, if I do tweak little things, let me know. I can do constant updates on the tactics, maybe once a week or something like that. But as always, stay wiggly.